Hi, my name is Regine Romain, and I'd like to tell you about my GoFundMe project. It's called Brooklyn to Benin, a Vodou Pilgrimage. And it started with a very serious meditation about my work as an artist, as an educator, and as an anthropologist. And there was just one lingering thing that I felt like I really needed to do within my work, and it's bringing all of my interests together. For the past 20 years, I've been photographing and teaching about the African diaspora. I've traveled to many places throughout the world, and my work has been focused on our spiritual traditions, our musical practices, and basically just our beautiful genius and the multitude of expressions in which it comes through in the arts. And so Brooklyn to Benin, a Vodou pilgrimage, is something that, even though it just started 3 years ago, it's been something I've been working on for a while. Vodou means the force, the power, the mystery. And it's a practice that is celebrated in Benin. Many people do not know, but Benin is the only country on the whole continent of Africa that claims Vodou as one of its religious practices. And in Haiti, Vodou is also practiced. And Vodou is a spiritual practice that came with the Africans along those slave ships, along those turbulent waters. And it soothed, it healed, it bathed Africans who were in the most horrific experience of chattel slavery in their strength and in their power. I was introduced to Vodou through my aunt, Rosemary, and she's a beautiful spirit that transitioned a few moons ago, and I thank her. She shared with me the story of Bois Caïma. Bois Caïma is the story that many people know as the birth of the Haitian Revolution. It took place on August 14th, 1791, and it was a spiritual ceremony where all of the Maroons that had been in Haiti and neighboring islands came forward. Many of the priests and priestesses were at that ceremony, and they called forward on their African gods. They called forward on their African ancestors to assist them to liberate themselves from this horrible experience of slavery. So at the core, though there have been many misinterpretations of Vodou, Vodou is a spiritual practice of freedom. And so for myself, when I learned about this tremendous ceremony, and when I learned about this experience that my ancestors had, I wanted to learn more. I wanted to learn how could this religion, this spiritual practice, assist my ancestors in getting their freedom from the French. And they had to fight against the Spaniards, the British, and they've also, of course, had to deal with American invasion. But then it's maligned throughout global history. The writings about Vodou are always tempered with some aspect that is biased by the viewer. And so for me, someone bathed and birthed on the other side of the water, but very much Haitian, very much African, very much proud of myself, I wanted to learn my history. I wanted to learn my culture. The work that I'm doing is very much grounded in honoring my ancestors and respecting those generations yet to come. There are over 1 million Haitians living in the Americas, but yet many of us feel as if we could never fully know Vodou, or if we do learn about it, it's tempered through the lens of our family who have religious biases, whether they're Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostal. We often hear about it, but we don't fully get a chance to know. Right? And then we also have the misrepresentation in Hollywood. And so there's this whole experience around Vodou, but yet it calls to us. We have dreams, we have callings of the spirits, of the ancestors. And what do you do with that? How do you juxtapose the reality of yourself as an African person living in the Americas, deeply connected to your roots, but yet there's fears and there's blockages from your family, from the world, but yet this is part of your history. This is a part of your triumph. Your ancestors did this work, went deep into their heritage so that we could be free today. And so this is part of the story that I'm sharing.